this one thing that you're doing is stopping you from being productive, and it's not even your fault, because not even you, but I would say that like 90% to 99% of people in the world do this one thing. And I was even doing it earlier, and when I caught myself doing it, it's when I realized this thing alone is stopping me from being as productive as I can be, or just stopping me from getting to certain goals, or causing just more friction to get to that certain goal that I want to get to. And that thing is your language. Oh my god, like this is one thing that people really don't understand when it comes to how productive you can be. It is your language and the certain words that you use within yourself, right? Internalized language. And so what do I mean by this? So if you want to really get like all spiritual guru with it, right? I'm a big believer that the language that you use, right? That like language carries energy. And that energy, when you put it out into the world, always comes back to you, right? And so being very intentional about the certain words that we use is going to be so crucial to you wanting to get to certain goals, right? This is why so many people talk about affirmations, right? I know you've heard it everywhere. People always be like, oh, affirmations this, affirmations that, yada, yada, yada. It couldn't be further from the truth, because like, if we want to get super like bro science with it, our brain is called neuroplasticity. If we keep repeating a certain type of pattern, our brain will start to adapt itself and create new neuron pathways within itself to then adapt to those patterns. And so if we are constantly telling ourselves certain things throughout the day, and reaffirming ourselves with certain beliefs, it's going to be very important that the certain words that we're using are positive words that are going to get us to where we want to go. But the video is not going to end there, right? It's not just language. There's a specific word or specific phrase that every single person says that really is important, right? And it is going to be I have or I should, right? Those two words or those two phrases is what kills so many people. And honestly, I was doing it right before this video, where you're probably sitting down and you're like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, oh, I should be productive, I should go and record a video, I should go and clean my room, I should blah blah blah, right? Those type of things kills your productivity. And the reason why it does is because as soon as something becomes an obligation, you are less likely to do it. There's just more mental friction that requires it, right? Imagine the last time you told yourself, I have to go do this, right? As soon as you said that to yourself, were you more motivated to get up and go do it? Like, just be honest, right? Or were you more like, oh, like I have to go, like, where did you just dread the idea of having to do it now that you have made it an obligation? And I know this sounds counterintuitive to a lot of the advice and things that people say online, where they're like, oh, just get up and go do the work, be disciplined, this and that, right? Or all these productivity tips and hacks and things like that. But I would honestly say the thing that has helped me the most get over this and stopped me from feeling this mental friction every time I'm like, oh, I have to do this or I have to do that, right? It is realizing that I don't have to do shit. I don't gotta do nothing, right? Like, as simple as it is, you really don't have to do anything. Every single thing that we do in our life is because we want to do something, right? There's a deeper want behind it. It can be as little as, you don't want to do your homework, but you still do it. You don't want to take out the trash, but you still do it. You don't want to get up and take a shower or whatever, but you still do it, right? So many things in our life that we say we don't want to do, we still do it. And a lot of people, when they decide to do the thing, they come at it from a I have to do this thing approach, which when you come at it from that approach, not only is there more resistance to it, there's more friction to it, but also you just enjoy it less, right? It just consumes way more energy to get it done. I was having this talk with a friend where he wants to go to the gym, right? And he's like, and he wants to be consistent, whatever. And he's like, oh, I have to go to the gym. I have to get up, or I have to, right? And I was just looking at him like, honestly, no, you don't. You don't gotta do shit. And he's like, no, I have to. I'm like, but you don't. You really don't, right? You really don't have to do it. When I realized everything was a want in life, that's when I really started to be more productive, because I realized that, again, everything that I did in life was because for a deeper meaning or a deeper purpose, and I started to find more enjoyment in it. And the reason why this happens is because us as humans, we're stubborn creatures, bro. Right? Like, as soon as something goes against our own self-governance, our own autonomy, we're just less likely to do it, right? We're very big on willpower, right? Doing things because we want to do it. And so let's start looking at a couple examples. And so let's think of something that you have to do. Think of something that you need to get done, whatever. Let's say my example is the trash. The trash in my kitchen stinks and it's overflowing. overflowing. Now, what most people are gonna do is they're instantly gonna tell themselves, I have to take out the trash. I should take out the trash. When in reality, what they really want is a clean house. They want a nice smelling house. And so how can we find enjoyment in taking out the trash? Because that's going to be the biggest thing in this whole video, is we always want to find enjoyment in doing the thing rather than having it feel like an obligation, right? As soon as something is an obligation, there's no enjoyment from it. You're not going to love it as much. It can even be things like probably doing your homework, right? As soon as you feel obligated to do your homework and you're not going to want to do your homework, but maybe as soon as you start working on it and you start kind of being in a flow state, you start to enjoy it more, or you start to just kind of get the work done, right? And so let's backtrack to our garbage situation. The garbage is overflowing. I don't want to take out the trash, but I should take out the trash. How am I going to find enjoyment in even taking out the trash? The enjoyment part of it is not the action itself, right? It's not the action itself. The enjoyment from it is going to be the outcome of you doing the thing. And so it's going to be, you want to take out the trash because you want to have a nice smelling home. You want to be in a clean home. That's the deeper want that you have within you. It's not the surface level, I have to take out the trash. You taking out the trash is going to lead to a certain outcome that you're going to enjoy. That's where the enjoyment comes from, doing the thing. And so again, you don't have to take out the trash. No one is putting a gun to your head to take out the trash. And realize this with everything in your life. No one is putting a gun to your head telling you to do this and that and X, Y, and Z. You do everything because you want to either avoid some type of pain or you want to get some type of enjoyment from the thing. And so I know I was having a talk with my friend Leslie, and I was telling her all our wants, right? Every single task that we do, there is a deeper want at the very, very core of it. There's a deeper want, a deeper desire at the very core. And then that core gets masked in layers of obligation that we make up, that we say, oh, I want to do Instacart. So she was telling me about how she wants to do Instacart, right? Instacart is, if you guys don't know it, I'm not sure if it's just a US thing, but it's basically where you get orders and you have to go pick up, like basically put people's groceries together, because people are fucking lazy nowadays, or maybe busy, but basically you just have to go to a store, usually Walmart, Smith's, whatever store it is, get a bunch of groceries, pack it up for the people, drop it off at their house, yada, 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 right? And so it's a great way to like make side money and things like that. And so she was telling me how she's doing Instacart, but she was coming at a approach from, I have to do Instacart. But before I do Instacart, I have to go put gas in my car, and I have to do my hair, and I have to do this. And she was just kind of dreading it. She was talking to me as if she was just like, this and that, right? And I was just coming at her like, hey, you don't gotta do shit. No one's telling you to go do Instacart. But she was like, no, I have to do Instacart because I have to get money. And I was like, no, you don't. You don't have to get money. I was like, you really don't, right? I was like, you want money, right? You want money because you want to probably feed your baby tonight. You always want something deeper. And so even with the layers of obligation that she was putting on top of it, as in, oh, I have to get gas. I told her, no, you don't. You don't have to get gas. You want to get gas. You want to get gas because you don't want to leave yourself stranded. You want to do your hair before you go out and do Instacart because you want to look good and feel good when you do Instacart, right? It's just a very simple mind shift. It's just a very simple like mentality switch that you just have to do, right? Realizing that everything in life is not an obligation, it is a want for something bigger. And so removing the words I should or I have to do this from your vocabulary and coming at it from a I want to do this, because this is the enjoyment or the fulfillment that I'm going to get from doing this thing, is going to be a game changer. Another example is me literally doing this YouTube video right now. Right before, I was procrastinating. I was like just on my bed looking at Instagram, and I was like, I have to record a video. I have to get up and write a script. I have to, right? And then I quickly stopped myself and I was like, I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do that. And it's not that I have to do it. I want to do it. I want to get up and record a video. I want to get up and do X, Y, and Z. I want to do these things because of the fulfillment that I'm gonna get from it. So this entire concept of our true want and then having layers of obligation on top of that is a concept that I go over in my course, which you guys can find the link in the description. Again, you're going to be getting a whole multiple modules on what it is that to develop good work ethic and what it takes to take your ambition, right? Because we're all people who have ambition. We have drive. We want to get things done, and how to actually convert that into action, right? Doing actionable steps to actually start seeing results in our life. Link is in the description to get the course, but let's move on. And so another concept that I want to bring up last is that obligation and love cannot coexist. Those are two mutually exclusive things that exist separately. I don't believe that if you love something, you should feel obligated to do it. If you love something, you're always going to do things out of love and because you want to do it. Example, again, back to my friend Leslie. She was telling me how she has to do Instacart because she has to feed her family. I'm like, dog, again, you don't have to feed your family. You don't feel obligated to feed your family. You feed your family because you love your family and you want them to survive, right? You're doing it out of love. You're not doing it out of obligation. Because again, we all have will, right? We all have self-will, and we do things that we either love, we want to do, or to avoid some type of pain. The pain of seeing your family starving, you want to avoid that. And so that's why you want to feed your family. You're not being obligated to feed your family. Again, it's such a simple mentality switch, but once you can really switch your mentality around on this whole having to do things or wanting to do things, you would realize that you will actually be much more productive and find much more enjoyment in doing things, because everything in life becomes not an obligation, but a bigger purpose to do that thing that you want to do. And again, it can even be the smallest of things. And again, I explain all this and other concepts more deeper in my course, link in the description. But that's all I got for y'all today. Hunnid, stay on it with yourself.